Hi everyone, welcome to week 14. We are almost in the final stretch. We are getting so close. We only have a few more weeks and you all have been doing such a good job. This is a weird, awkward semester as far as everything being remote and online, but you have all stepped up. You've been doing a lot of really good work and I'm impressed with how your work has improved over the semester. So let's see what we're doing this week. Let's get into modules. Oh, and I don't have this on student view, so you see a little bit more junk, things that you don't see on your screen. But let's go down here to week 14, and I'm going to give you just a little overview of the next few weeks, what we're doing. So we are coming to the end of this writing project 3, this essay that we've been working on for quite a while. And we have done all of the research. We have our sources that we've gathered for the annotated bibliography. But remember, and keep this in mind, that even though we have sources, you can always go out and get more. If those sources, if your ideas have evolved and those sources aren't quite as applicable, or if you found new sources, don't hesitate in bringing in the new sources as long as they're credible, as long as they meet, the requirements. That is absolutely fine. And speaking of requirements, if you've noticed here on every module for the next few weeks, I have added the directions for writing project 3 in each of these, so you can have that at the ready, because if you've read these directions once weeks ago, then you need to read them again over and over and over again, so you know exactly what is required, exactly what I'm going to be looking for in this essay, because it's impossible to remember everything. So read over that. And if you can always, well, what you can also notice is these weeks aren't packed full of other activities. I want you to focus on your writing. And because I'm giving you all of this time to focus on your writing, I want it to show that you've put some attention into this. So this week, we've got the overview, which is the video that I'm making right now, but let's get into just a review of the assignment and what it is going to incorporate. It's going to be 1,200 words long and incorporate 6 sources. So some of these sources are going to be used, the reference sources. First, we have to define and provide background on our topic. Think back to the student example. Maybe I'll add this to that to the module too. Think back to the student example and how that student provided some background and definitions on nightmares before she even brought in new information on how the benefits of nightmares. And so you'll want sources on those. You'll want more focused on the unique aspects you're going to look for. Read over all of these directions, things that I'm going to be looking for. Make sure that if you have any questions, you let me know, okay? Then the only other thing that we are doing this week, because it's Thanksgiving, is this. And it is an outline, a tentative outline on your kind of the thesis, your surprise reversal thesis, and the intended points that you are planning on making. And this can tweak, this can evolve over the next few weeks, but I want to compel you to get something down on paper, and I want to be able to see that you're on the right track in order to leave room for some adjustments if that is necessary. Okay, so this is an expository essay. We're not making an argument, but still we're going to have a surprising reversal thesis that states, hey, this is interesting, this is important. You haven't thought about this before, have you? You're going to share that thesis, and then bring in some points, concerning that thesis. And after each point, there's going to be some evidence, okay? So think back to Malcolm Gladwell's David and Goliath talk. I even have a link, and I don't know why I'm doing this because that's going to throw me off. But think back to that activity where I asked you to outline his talk. And I've gone back in here and I've actually added an outline of his talk so you can see that outline there. See, now I have to get all the way back in there. I guess I could have just hit the back arrow. Anyway, but that's what I'm going to ask you to do with your own material. Don't do Malcolm Gladwell's, don't do David and Goliath, but with your own material. And I've provided you with a little template. And so follow that template. This is what the information that I want to see. Okay, so I have this due. I know we usually have things due Tuesday and Thursday, but I have this due Wednesday night. Okay, so you have until Wednesday night to do this. Okay, don't leave it until Wednesday to do this. Work on this, make it meaningful, make it something that you can use as part of, a very rough draft or scaffolding for your project. And then the only other thing other than that is, do I have anything here? Happy Thanksgiving. One other thing that I wanted to note going forward. So next week, after Thanksgiving, we are having our peer review. Okay, starting on Thursday. So you're going to have that full rough draft, and it can still be rough, but you've got plenty of time to get it together. Now that rough draft is going to be due Thursday. We'll have a little activity on conclusions because they're a lot more complex than a lot of people realize, but that's all we have the week after Thanksgiving. And then the following week is when it's going to be due. Okay, the final project. So that's where we are. That's what we've got coming up. You let me know if you have any questions. Have a great week and have a really good, safe Thanksgiving. Okay? Bye-bye.